Good evening, folks. Red County Blue Nation, Westcliff, Colorado. Great states of Americans. Stephen Rourke here at the wheel. Mike Boring on the console. James McMahon in the co-pilot seat. Jimmy, how are you this evening, buddy?
We're doing good. It's a little too hot out for me. But yeah, a little warm and too dry.
Oh, it's a hell of a deal. Oh, I'm cold. No, now I'm too hot.
Man, I'm telling you, it's kind of, well, for March,
Yeah.
we're just about to April. Looked like we might get some, I mean, there's some clouds up there. When the clouds come over, boy, it sure makes a difference.
It
It feels like summertime.
I don't know what the heck I was looking at. Something flipped by on the screen on my phone. It said 2 to 4 foot of snow up north. But I don't know what that was.
I wonder how far up north.
I don't know, because I don't think it's happening.
There's definitely some clouds in the sky, you know what I mean? Anyways, yeah, we just keep hoping and praying. We're definitely going to need some rain or something.
Oh,
Yeah. All in all, I think everything's going good.
no, it's not going too bad. Ugh.
Well, the price of fuel doesn't need to be going up and up and up.
Oh,
That's one thing, boy.
glad I don't have a diesel pickup right now. Bad enough gas, but
Yeah. You know, and diesel always used to be cheaper.
it used to always be cheaper.
But I think they're figured out they could tap into the people that are working, all them semis and whatnot, that transport the food.
As for everything moves by truck.
Everything moves by diesel.
Yep, that's just the fact of the matter.
So yeah, God only knows where it's going, but hopefully we'll. I think Trumpster said, yeah, we're going to have a little pain here for a little bit, but it won't. The pain will offset the gain we're going to make. So it's always you always want to see it, you know.
Well, and you know, one thing that I really don't care for is and I meant to draw up a podcast that I was listening to, and I forgot to look at it till just now. It'd probably take me too long to find it, but it's just bouncing back and forth, and Trump says something 1 minute, and like 30 seconds later it's something else, and it's something else, and it's something else, and that the war's already won, we win, we're going to open up the straits are already open. I mean, and it's like there's no way to get a credible report of what's going on.
Well, and it's probably a moving target too, somewhat.
Well,
Because they got
that's
mines,
true, but
you know, they got mines out there, and then, like you said, it's a pretty tough place if you're going to try to defend against cliffs, and boy, oh boy. I mean, they got the weaponry to do it.
there's more mountains in Iran than there is in the Rocky Mountains. And them bad boys are 18,000 foot tall.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bigger than what we got. And so, and they're stacked together. It's not like it's a long strip like the Rocky Mountains. They're
Consolidated.
So
Yeah, they're kind of stacked in layers.
Yeah, and they were showing the cost of these drones. I mean, them for some reason, however, I don't know if they were Chinese to start or whatever, but Iran has quite a few drones that are a heck of a lot cheaper than the ones that America and Israel are using. I don't know if they were Chinese made or Korean made or what they are, but or if they made them themselves. It's like, I don't know, and I'm not confident in what our leaders are telling us about what's going on. That's to say the least.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're trying to find a leader, and they may have found somebody that can speak for the country. They may have found somebody. They can't give a name or divulge too much because the person could be taken out by the opposition pretty quick. So I don't know. I just know the price of fuel. I think we're locked and loaded and producing it quite a bit.
we can, especially if we kind of get to business here. You know, the globalists in the last 25, 35 years have just taken away the manufacturing, taken away the production, taken away the fertilizer, the whole 9 yards. It's like, you know, and a lot of that's through the EPA.
Absolutely.
Will make the regulations so strict,
Yep.
and the cost of doing business is so high that people just give up on it.
What did they say? We're losing 2,000. Oh man, I can't remember now exactly what it was, but 200,000 farmers a year, and upwards to 20,000 acres of farmland going into development a day. A day. And that has to do with some of the data centers, but a lot of it's just they're selling out and developing.
Well, it makes you wonder, you know, I mean, there's a lot of talk about all these houses coming available that nobody wants to buy, but yet what else? Why? I mean, is it the high-end people that have the money that are driving these big developments? They just keep chewing up more land, more land, more land when, you know, and this is just hearsay that I
Well,
hear
and it's all hearsay.
from, yeah,
It's all hearsay.
which it shouldn't be, right? That's the whole.
Well, you should have
That's
some pretty good investigative reporting, like we hear. You know, we got that here in Westcliff.
That-
We got the top of the line.
We
reporting.
do, Red County Blue Nation, folks.
That's right. The top of the line.
No, but blockchain, right? Blockchain will take all of that confusion away.
Makes it transparent,
Makes it transparent, trackable, transparent.
and that's where the cashless thing comes in.
I mean,
Or is it just tracking?
It can, but I mean that doesn't. It doesn't have
Doesn't
to.
have to.
No, blockchain can just be data.
Right.
It doesn't have to be currency.
Right.
It can be any kind of data. It can be deeds to ground and transcripts and contracts.
And that value would be on that rail,
Well, potentially, but not necessarily. It
but
doesn't.
it doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't have to have
Right.
value at all. It can just be
A record.
data,
It's
right?
like record keeping.
A record, right?
Got it.
But yet it's interconnectable, so it's computable, and it's basically really good record, or it could be really good.
Could
record.
be.
Yeah,
Could very well be.
yeah.
But I think BlackRock and Vanguard and some of those people have a lot to do with what's going on. But the data centers is what really got me. There's people picketing. They're coming into some of these, you know, out in the woods places, and they're going, no. Nope, not having it. Because they can use up to a million gallons, I guess, a day or even more. And I don't know if they recycle that. I don't know exactly how they cool it, but people were really concerned about what environmental impact and
I mean,
So we'll see.
I'm not an expert on exactly what's going on, but all of the cooling that happens of all of the processes that I know, either like you say, it's recycled or it's just a bypass where it doesn't contaminate the water itself, so you can run it through what you need to run it through. It cools it down and then it goes back into the ecosystem. I don't know exactly what I haven't
done a deep dive on that.
too busy with the
Too busy.
county politics.
You know, that's right. Yeah. And that seemed to be going pretty good, all in all. I mean,
What's that?
county politics for what it is. I mean, the county assembly's coming up,
County Assembly's coming up.
and the public's invited.
The public's invited. Nobody but the delegates can vote, but the public's invited. Lang Hall, 1 o'clock Saturday.
1 o'clock, Lang Hall, Saturday. Should be the cheapest entertainment this side of the Mississippi. I'm figuring it.
Yeah, it's I mean, I would encourage people to go, but I don't guess I would go if I wasn't involved.
Me knowing what's going on now, I definitely would say, and people getting their beak wet and experiencing something for the first time, because the caucus is kind of a weird deal.
It is.
It's a weird deal, and you need to really go through it. You may not know everything about it, but being there and witnessing and getting some hands-on experience is why I'm encouraging people to go, because here again, 2 more years, right?
Yeah.
2 more years, and then that's a presidential. That's a big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So knowing what's going on now on the midterm, and getting your feet wet and kind of going through it, to me, everybody needs to be involved in the politics nowadays.
Well, and that's it. It's
I mean, that should be a priority in your life to be involved.
it's easy to complain, but yet the solution, most people don't want to. They don't want to deal with the solution, which for us starts at the caucus.
Absolutely. Well, recognizing the issues that we're up against, anticipating issues that may be coming, and how do we head it off at the pass so we don't suffer as bad? I mean, like the Dookie Pond. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about that. I know it seems, folks, and I will be the first one to admit that sometimes that I do get carried away. I get irritated because of the lack of transparency, the gaslighting, and the bullshit, right? And it's just in my nature to resist this stuff. This oh well, that never cut it for me. I don't agree with it, and I don't like it. So yeah, it's easy for me to get wrapped up. My voice gets loud.
Well, it's a good thing you're politically correct, is all I'll say.
Well, and the whole thing about it is I always want to be centered and I want to be right. I want to be just. That's my nature. If I'm not right, I want to know why. And that leads us back to some of the things that we've said and some of the reactions we are getting. I mean, I'm not perfect. I've been pretty brash. I'll admit that. I mean, I'm not apologizing for what I said because I meant what I said, but I could have been more elegant about proving my point. So I'll give it that. I'm not apologizing or saying, well, I didn't mean to say that. I mean, I meant to say it or I wouldn't have said it. We got quite a bit of pressure here. I mean, I hate to say too much, but I'm sure everybody's read the Tribune. If you haven't, you should. The hit piece that Jordan put on me, I think is pretty unfair. I mean, you take what is said on transcript and then you derive your own consensus from that, and that's basically manipulation and parts of it outright lies, right? I never once said the word. I never once said I was going to shoot Lucas up ever, Jordan. Ever, pal. Just saying, pal. So that's some piss poor journalism on your part, buddy. Just saying. It's piss poor is what that is. And you can make believe and you can think whatever you want to think, and that's your opinion, and that's, we still live in a free country. But I mean, it's not credible, right? That's just not. All the transcripts are there, the recordings there. You can go live on YouTube or go right to YouTube. Mike has cut it all down, everybody. You can look at all these clips right there and listen to what I said. Is it brash? It's brash. Was I pissed? I'm pissed. Did I say I was going to shoot Lucas? Hell no. Did I say that I was going to hang somebody? Hell no. I mean, I guess I got something that I want to say to Joni Wilcox. We listened to a transcript last night, and I said what I said. It was brash. Maybe it was uncalled for. But let me give you context of why I was saying that. And this is where this comes from. When Laurel and Weston Eimer were up here, when we were having trouble a year or two ago, Jack brought them people up here to try to kind of derive some sense into the Republican Party. And it's all about the money. See, so everybody wants to say, well, this and well, that. All we care about is the finance. That's all we cared about. That's why this podcast has started, because we refuse to let the Justice Center happen. The Justice Center is not going to happen, Bill and Ann. It's just not. This whole county does not want it. You're the only two that basically does. Maybe you and another handful of 8 or 10 or 15 other people that you've somehow manipulated the facts to try to talk them into it, because, I mean, there is no good facts for this. I mean, at $150 a head a night, it's what we pay Fremont County to house these inmates. You ain't ever going to pay off a $40 million Justice Center. And
excuse me.
When Joni gets reprimanded by Weston and Laurel.
Yeah, kind of a funny name.
When Joni says, well, we don't have to show you the money, it's like, yeah, you do. And that's when I said, Joni, that I thought that when I said you were an atrocity, that's what I was referring to. Right? I'm not saying that your personality and that I mean, I did say that, and that's what I'm referring to. Is it is an atrocity for you to think that you don't have to be accountable to us. This is a public entity that raises money, and you don't think you have to show the public what you're doing?
Well, I think they do now.
Well, I
hope, but
I don't think they do, personally.
I requested some information and I haven't received it. I've got 3 requests in. And it's pretty simple.
So that's where I just felt compelled to,
you bet, that's good.
Not
good
necessarily apologize, but explain my position that I don't just hate you for no reason. And I don't hate you personally. What I hate is your opinion about how you need to act with the constituents' money. That's the same reason that Bill Kanda has gotten into it with us. It's the same reason that Lucas Epp has gotten into it with us. Because we don't appreciate and we don't like the way that you're handling the public's business. That is what this is about. This is not about feelings, and this is not about, well, I don't like you or anything like that. It's pure business. And you guys can't seem to figure that out. You still think that we're somehow going to go for the Justice Center? And I got one thing to say to you, Lucas, that I can't figure out why. Maybe one of these days you can help us understand, but why that if you know that it is only going to take $100,000 to solve the courthouse thing, I mean, you were more than willing to say that at the precinct caucus, but yet you won't tell Bill Kanda that. And Paul Vogelsong, you won't, on the minutes at the meeting of the CCRCC meeting, ask Bill Kanda for the information on the Justice Center that's at his office at his house. Like, are you guys that scared of him? Like, we can't figure out what the frick the problem is here.
We don't get it. You're doing our business.
Why? Did they have something over you? Are you compromised? Because it sure looks like it from our side.
It's suspicious. It's unreasonable behavior to the point where that's why we do what we do. I hope you guys don't think we're attacking the Republican Party or,
This is
or not supporting it.
Yeah, this is not about attacking Republicans. What this is accountability. And we're catching a lot of flack that we're making too much waves. And like I said, I am not apologizing for anything that I said. I will say that maybe I was brash and maybe that I could have been a little more eloquent, but I meant what I said because you all are making us madder than wet hens. You cannot act like that and expect us to just take it.
Well, and also we spent the last 3 months or so interacting with a lot of the community people here and learning and seeing what their concerns are and helping people learn the caucus and the process and how to be a delegate and things of that nature. So most people have the same concerns.
And that's the thing. So now that we're official, right?
We have a duty.
We have a duty to the constituents, and that's what we've been talking about the whole time. What our problem was with the central committee is that they weren't representing the people, and that my first thing I can tell you that 90% of the 1,500 people in District 3, Precinct 3, do not want the Justice Center. Bill, Ann.
Precinct 1, same thing.
Nobody wants this damn thing, and you guys just refuse to hear us. Now, are you compromised with you bought the property for way more than it was worth and you got paid off, and now, I mean, I don't know what you've done.
It's very suspicious.
But there's a big problem here because we don't want it. And what we are going to do at the county assembly is we're going to pass this resolution with all our delegates. We got at least 23, and depending on how this other thing shakes out, maybe 25 delegates out of 29. We are going to make this resolution and pass this resolution that you are going to stop what you're doing with this Justice Center. I have at least 1,000 people that in my district that do not want this. It will not ever pass. And for you people to keep jamming this down our throat is unrealistic. That's not why we elected you, Bill. I mean, do you really think you're that much better than us that you can force feed us this?
Well, and it almost looks like they've got us in a ransom hold here or some kind of extortion thing where, hey, we bought the property, you have to do it now. And the way the contract was put together, I don't know what realtor or who was involved in it.
There wasn't no realtor from what we can see.
I can't get any paperwork.
All we have is the contract.
I mean, even the other commissioner can't get the paperwork.
But he could if he had a little bit more of.
Sure, I think so. So he was a little bit more forceful. Say, hey, I'm going to call you out on the meeting at the BOCC because my constituents want to know what's going on, and we want all that pertinent information that you have at your house because Miss Kelly Camper doesn't have it. As far as I know, unless they put it in there recently.
I don't think that's the case. Otherwise, Paul would have told you that because you keep asking him about it.
Well, that's my job. Before I was a PCP, I was still concerned about some of the decision making that was taking place.
Well, we've been concerned, but now what we are is we are a elected go-between from the people of the Republican Party, which, I mean, I think there's 2,500 total, so there's around 1,000 in each precinct, roughly.
Yeah.
We don't want it. We don't need it. We can't afford it. And it is time to stop spending the money. You got another $25,000 grant, but yet, and I've talked about this a lot, and I will bring it up again. It's so bewildering to me that you know that it takes votes to get this thing passed, but yet you get a $25,000 grant to try to educate the public, but you ain't educating anybody with shit. All you do is have your little meetings. You don't even really want anybody to show up because you don't advertise the date. You don't tell people to come show up and see what this is all about. You don't have any good talking points because there is none. So you try to hide it, but yet you think that people are somehow going to vote for it. I mean, that's the strangest pattern of behavior that exists.
Well, the list is long.
But that particular one
Yeah, that particular
that
one.
particular behavior of, you know that you need the people's vote, but yet you won't even invite them to the place that they need to come to see this, and you got 25 grand to do it.
Well,
We're fed up, man, and you are not giving the reason that I got in hot water and where I'm at is because you people will not listen to us.
falling on deaf ears is.
You think you know more than we do?
Well, they're supposed to carry out the will of the people, not their own personal agenda. And it looks very suspicious. And that's where I'm at with it. It's like, can you guys just come flush? Just tell us how it happened. Who negotiated it? Who put the words in the contract? How are we so bound by that contract? And then to have a name attached to it. In the contract, you have to do this and you got to do that. And this is, boy, that is to me, the word extortion kind of comes. It would have been one thing if we'd have said, yeah, we want it, we voted for it. Cool, you guys already got the land. That's awesome. But boy, to get into that land thing, man, I don't.
Why, if you really wanted the project to work, why would you give that much for the land unless you're getting paid? You're getting kickdowns. You're getting cash payments. There's no reason for Cindy Howard to give you a 10 acres for 100 grand and you pay 876,000 for 6 acres. Like,
crazy times.
Hello?
It's crazy times.
This is one of the worst decisions you guys have ever made, and you are still trying to force it down our throats. And you ain't even doing a good job. You got 25 grand to try to educate the public on why this thing is good, and there is no education of any kind. You have this one little meeting that some of us showed up to. I mean, you had very few people that were for it.
That was the second workshop that they had. I went to the first one and I went to the second one. There was absolutely no difference, except there was more people at the second one. But the show and tell and some education part of it, was ditto. Nothing changed. It didn't graduate at all.
As much money as we've spent on the architecture firm, and the picture that pops up shows a 2-story building, and everybody's like, well, is it 2-story? No, it ain't 2-story. That's just something to make it look good. Like, really? We give you guys $70-some thousand or something, and you can't even come up with a decent freaking drawing? Oh man, there's none of this that it does not add up.
It just looks like it's free money. It's the taxpayers' money, and let's just willy-nilly it.
It looks like
that's what it seems to me.
Looks like you guys are robbing us blind, is what it looks like.
It's grant money, but not your money. It's grant money.
But it ain't grant money. You're talking about raising the property tax.
No, I just mean on this other $25,000 and the other monies that's gone into that. There was a lot of it was supported by grant money. Oh no, the tax increase and stuff like that. That's what they have to pass. They got to get all that done. But just the nurses alone would just maintaining that thing.
Yeah, you can't afford the nurses.
The cleaning lady would be a lot.
You can't afford the nurses for the building we already have. So what makes you think you can afford to staff a $40 million building?
Bad math.
The only thing that makes any sense is that you guys are trying to get paid off of it.
Well, they're not stopping. They won't let off.
And it's just
over. It's just a courthouse.
It is over. We got new PCPs now that are the voice of the people.
Absolutely.
We are not gonna. We don't work for you, Ann.
No, what we do is bring the issues to the people. I mean, from the people, and we're going to showcase it and be intercessors to say, hey, these are some of the issues that the people are concerned about. Bring them forward to you, and that could be a daily or weekly thing. A bunch to do because there's a lot of concerns about what's going on in the valley, lots, and there's some stuff that we don't even know what they're doing.
No, of course we don't know.
We don't know the inner workings of our own business.
They don't want us to know. It's just like, why is all the Justice Center stuff at your office, Bill? Like, I mean, do we need to get the attorneys after you? Because obviously you won't listen to us. And that's what happened at the CCRCC. You threaten me, you threaten us that you better get some legal counsel. Like, you think you're going to back me down in the corner? Fine. We'll go get one of the top Republican. Randy Corporon is the sole committee person. There's 2 committee people from Colorado that go to the RNC. It's a man and a woman. And that's all that goes from Colorado. And he is the man. Randy Corporon.
You mean and who is he? What did he do?
He is our attorney.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
but he probably don't know what he's talking about.
But the CCRCC says he don't know what he's talking about. It's like, well, let's see you in the courthouse and see what you think about it, folks.
But yeah, hopefully we can get stuff resolved.
You all barely slid by last night. And I shouldn't brag and I shouldn't boast, but I really wish that it would have went a little bit different, because you guys would be in big trouble. You think you know the law, but you don't know the law at all. And I'm not saying I do. That's why we hired the attorney.
Yeah. Yep. So we're in this to win it for the people, the voice of the people. Now, if the people were saying, hey, we want it, and then they were saying, oh, no, we're not going to do it, then we'd be on the other side. We're going to represent the voice and the will of the people. We don't have our personal agendas. I have my personal. I'd like to keep this place nice and open and clean, crime rate down. I don't want a criminal element coming in here. I don't think low-income housing is a good idea. I have my own personal stuff because not only am I the PCP, but I'm also a constituent.
And besides that, we didn't just fall off the turnip truck. We understand. We have real-world experience. Low-income housing equals crime.
Look at Salida.
It just does. Look at
Pueblo. Salida is a really good one, though. I mean,
yeah, that's a higher end thing. Oh, let's bring in all this low income housing, and now the crime rate, they can barely take care of it.
Yeah. So we need to have wise planning and common sense, and then keep the people abreast of the facts and let them know what's going on. That we're not asking an unreasonable request. It's actually your duty. And that's what we're looking for. Transparency, uprightness. Tell us what's going on. Involve us in our business. We don't want this anymore. We don't want stiff-armed anymore. And that's where a lot of people are at. And they've been disenfranchised, I guess is one of the words they were using.
Well, they have, and that's part of the problem. I mean, the stronghold within the party, and it's not just here.
No,
it's all over Colorado and all over America. This thought process of undermining the integrity of the country for the betterment of yourself. That's what's driven so many people away. Joni, why did I get upset at you? Because you don't think that you have to be responsible with my money. I donated to that Lincoln Day dinner, along with a bunch of other people, and for you to say that you don't think, I don't have to show you anything. Well, you don't. But you also don't have to hold a public office either. So it kind of goes with the territory. If you're going to hold a public office, you have to be transparent. If you want to be completely hidden, all of that is fine, just not in public office.
She's a volunteer.
No, she's not.
Thought that's what they said. Didn't they say?
They're so far off base,
boy,
legally, that they think they know what they're doing. And like I said, this is the committee person for the RNC for Colorado is our attorney. And for the CCRCC to tell us that he doesn't know what he's talking about? I mean, like, really? I mean, it's comical. That's why I say I wish we was seeing you in court. You barely got by just because you didn't have enough people. You almost got me out of there. You had to have one more person vote against me, and then you guys would have been in so much trouble that you don't even understand what you're doing. And I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying that the attorney knows far more than you.
Well, and I think they had some kind of legal counsel too.
Well, they do. Fat
And
Boy Slater.
You mean the guy that was head of the Democratic Party or something like that?
The head of the second in charge for the Democratic Party is the one that's counseling the CCRCC. Like, boy, that really adds up. You're going to get a Democrat to counsel the Republican Party. I mean, that's how twisted that this is.
Man, that's really interesting. Things that make you go, And I wonder.
And maybe I shouldn't call him Fat Boy Slater, but it is what it is, man. I mean, you're almost like Katnick, where you got to get the special chair for you to even sit down, bud. And the fact that you're over here fornicating with
the help.
You can't even do your job because you're compromised. I mean,
there's a whole list of things.
But that's supposed to trump our attorney? Let's go to court, folks.
Well, and that's the feedback too from the constituents. It's what is it gonna take?
Chuck said that a long time back. They won't listen to anything less. You think that you can just ride roughshod over us this whole time? Oh hell, it's just Jimmy the plumber.
Well, we don't quit. We don't back down.
Because we're right. If we weren't right, we wouldn't push so hard.
And when people come up and make me out to be something that I'm not, that just shows how desperate they are. We must be getting close to a nerve.
We're on the nerve.
We're on the nerve.
And just for the public's sake, I've done a lot of studying about the Holocaust, the Third Reich, the whole 9 yards. I know what I'm talking about. And I have proof, and I will. It's going to take me a little while because we're too busy doing this other stuff. But my friend and colleague, Richard Grove, has this thing called the brain. He has all of the proof. So when you, Mr. Zeller, tell me that there is no historical data to support what we were saying, you're completely wrong, bud, and I will show you. And hopefully someday that you can understand that everything that you've been taught is not what it is.
Well, it would be a really good debate. You know what I mean? With factual printed
there's
document.
Nothing,
I know.
Well,
wait
there's
a
nothing
minute.
to debate. It's like, here's the evidence.
That's what I was going to say, like they did us. Here's all the evidence. Here again, we present the evidence. Are they going to conclude? Will they come to the same rationale that we have with that knowledge? Probably not. They're going to probably say, no, that does not coincide with what I've been taught, and I will not change my mind for love nor money. Not going to do it.
And that's ignorance right there.
And that's why they condemn others. That's why they try to make other people out to be the bad guy. Oh, because all of us believe like that. A whole bunch of us through this generation have been taught that through I forget it's concordance to the Bible, and they don't even know who that was written by. But
there's thousands.
There's a lot of stuff that's taken place.
Thousands of pages of documents of proof.
Yeah, there is.
And it's not my fault that you didn't learn it.
That's where I was going to go.
I had to search hard and deep.
Absolutely.
To figure this stuff out. And I'm not just saying it because I want to. I know that this is the facts because I've researched it too much, and if it wasn't, I would have let it go.
Well, no, I was all about growing up, I was all about it. But I had some pretty smart people around me that were extremely smart. Cowboy common sense, Bible smart, not a bunch of church going thing, but they had situational awareness, and they were very in tune to what had taken place.
So back to, let's get this square, folks.
Very fortunate.
We are not trying to attack anyone.
No.
What we're trying to do is get accountability. Because that's what we demand. We demand that the money is straight. That's all this is. All this is about is money. And the lack of accountability on the part of the people involved.
And it seems the more I try to make it right, try to get them to do right, the more they get dug in going the other way.
The more defensive they get, and it's human nature. When you act that way, you have something to hide. That's human nature. The more the more on the defense you get, the more you're trying to protect something.
Well, they'll take it to. We've seen just how far things can go here. I mean, they'll do a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, now everybody's gonna turn the stuff into me turn the stuff into the sheriff, saying I am threatening to kill. I asked Lucas last night. I said, Lucas, you don't really think that Chuck was gonna kill you, do you? No, of course not, man. So why are you following Ann and Lisa and whoever and Bill and why are you following these people when you know that Chuck was one of the constituents that helped you get elected? If you had a half of a morality and said, all you had to do was go up to him and say, man, I'm sorry, Chuck, I didn't mean to
mislead you.
I misspoke or whatever. Things changed, right?
Yeah.
I understand that things change. Chuck understands that. All of that stuff is what it is. And you know we've been saying this about you, and all you had to do was come clean. But you tell me, well, I was only a phone call away. Well, we're only a phone call away too, bud. We go to lunch every day. You could have tracked us down. Could have tracked us down.
Well, and that's where the communication's got to be coming from, through the PCPs as well. That's the interconnection. And that's what we want to restore. We want to make that where these issues, when they come up, we can address them and you guys can get our insight on it. I think the sludge thing, the dookie dumping, the PFAS chemicals, that's a fine example of we the people got together and said, do not do that, against 3 commissioners who were entertaining it. Should have been a non-starter. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. But as a trustee, we trust you guys are going to protect us first and foremost and keep us out of harm's way. Period. That's why we really want the transparency, the openness, the honesty. We're a red county in a blue state. And we understand that there's trickle-down money that comes down through the state, and we may have to maybe compromise for that grant money or whatever you want to call it. To me, I would just say, thanks, but no thanks, and probably just do without.
We're $2 billion upside down because all of the Democrats want to give this money out, and it's money they don't have.
Well, all the immigrants.
So let's spend another $25,000. Yeah, not to mention the immigrants. Let's spend another $25,000 to try to educate the people of Custer County. But it's just like what happened with the CCRCC. We're going to hire an outfit out of Florida.
God, Steve.
To try to get people to go to a local caucus in West Cliff, Colorado. I mean, that is so... It doesn't fit. That's not how you're going to get people to the caucus. How can somebody in Florida try to get somebody to show up to the caucus in West Cliff? Like, that doesn't work. Are you all that busy and that unmotivated? I mean, lazy? That you don't want to get out and try to invite people on your own? You're going to try to get some, whatever kind of deal it is, clear across the United States to try to get people to the caucus and then tell us, well, it didn't work.
Well, I think it was a good plan if it really would have worked.
Sounded like
but I don't know why we're sending...
sorry plan to me.
I don't know why I'm trying to get their information on it. I'm trying to. I want to find out what to do, what not to do next time, and I'm trying to get that information.
What did we do?
Well, you're going to be talking common sense and keeping
we got out
abreast of the facts and hard work.
Yeah, we got out and tried to make this happen because we knew that the people are upset with their representation. There is no representation trying to get an outfit out of Florida to try to get people to the caucus. I mean, that just doesn't even make sense.
I watched Weld County. I'm on Facebook Touch. It's mostly for cattle, and there's a few other things on there too. But a lot of it's just keeping in touch with different people around the state and the country. But I watched this Weld County advertisement thing come up.
Well, Albert, wasn't it?
Was it Albert?
Yeah, I thought you told me Albert. Yeah,
it may have been
the Springs.
Yeah, maybe it was Albert. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was one of them. Beautiful ad. Explained it. Yeah, had a time, and it came up quite a bit. So I think it might have been a pretty good way to do it if it would have worked.
Well,
but why do you go outside of Colorado to do
Yeah, because we were trying to do that, and we just couldn't get it loaded in time. We can only get so much done on our own, and by the time that we got Mike to try to do it, Taylor needed to set up his account 30 days beforehand. Otherwise, there was all these hoops to go through, and they could never get it figured out. Mike was gonna send it out to 45,000 people per day,
and it was pretty inexpensive
for $50.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say that they didn't have a good plan. I want to see the proof of where it failed and why it failed. That's what I want. I just want to say, okay. Well, we know not to go down that road again. So can we contact somebody for 2 years down the road and say, hey, who did what was it? What was the county? Albert County. Call Albert County up and say, hey, who put that together for you?
Mike can do it all.
Mike can do it all. Sure. I'm just saying, get some information though and find out, how they did it, because they were very successful at it. And I mean, Mike, I know Mikey. It's easy peasy. But it'd be good to just know how they did it, or what company or what process they did. What was the cost? Was it from the maybe it was the people out of Florida that did it. I don't know.
I highly doubt that.
I do too. I have some suspicion about what's taking place there. And hopefully I'll get the information. Maybe I'll get home and it'll be on the...
Well, then that's one of them things where if we were transparent, why don't you just tell us right away?
Yeah. You would... Here again, those are the things...
When we ask for something like that, Mr. Zeller, and you say, well, we're trying to get our money back, but Ann's working on who it was. It's like, don't pump us up, bud. We're not a bunch of third graders showing up at the church seminar, right? We know what's going on here. You can't keep kicking us down the road. That information is right there. It's right there. Where's the checkbook for the CCRCC?
It's going to have the amount, the company name, the contact person.
Now we're back to we're going to get in trouble with Tracer because we sued Lenarigo.
Well, that's what I was concerned about, and I want to see how do we make all... Because I'm learning too. I'm growing and learning and figuring this stuff out, and I have a strong desire to make sure that the Republican Party stays strong and we stay fiscally responsible, financially upright, and not be a...
We are here to help mend this party, folks, or we wouldn't be doing it. I have a lot of other stuff that I would rather do.
Boy, oh boy.
Than go to the CCRCC and listen to me, listen to you all accuse me that I'm going to murder someone.
Yeah. Well, to me, it was a very, very disturbing reaction. Here again, we got to give kudos to the people that showed up at the caucus, the people that got nominated and became delegates. These are all the positive notes that we need to really be focusing on. And that's kind of where we're at. And the big thing, I think that's where we're going in the right direction now because we do have a lot of delegates. They were saying, oh, we used to only get 1 or 2 people even show up to be a delegate. Right?
Yeah, that's because you run them all off.
Well, here again, whatever.
Nobody wants to participate. There's a reason why the clerk, the treasurer, and the assayer don't come to the meetings anymore, because they can't stand the toxicity and the one-sidedness of it.
Yeah.
And then you're mad at me, saying I'm the one with no ethics.
Well, there's something there. There's a pollen there that has a stain somewhere. I don't know what I can't put my finger on it and don't care to. But
It's what Matt says. They don't follow the law. What did Joni say? I don't have to show you the money. But you do, Joni, because this is not your personal bank account.
Well, they absolutely lit her up. I was at that meeting.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, they lit Joni up, and it was like a scalded dog. I was like, woo, dang.
That's the way that I wanted the attorneys to light them up too. But you barely scraped by on that. The 9 of you that voted against me, I just wish there was one more so that we could have met in the courtroom, and then we can go through this
intimately,
yeah. and legally, instead of you trying to accuse me of something that I didn't say or do. All because what? All because of why? Because they're upset because we beat them at the caucus. They don't want to give up the power that they have.
To me, it was retaliatorial. And the biggest thing that I think that I got out of this was hey, Steve and Jim, we've got some questions for you. We want to clear the air. We want you to explain yourselves. We know who you guys are. We heard this on the podcast. People are a little concerned. We just want to hear your side of the story. I mean, before anything went crazy time, just air it out. That to me would have been the most reasonable thing to have done. Well, and I don't know why it didn't happen.
Well, but you do.
I do, though. Yeah.
And we know the reason why they didn't do that is because they're on the defense. This is not let's get together and let's work together. It's that we don't want you here. We don't want you to be a part of this. We're the Justice Center Committee. We're going to do what we want to do. We don't care what you think or say. The problem is, folks, is that we're on it now. There's enough of us. There's enough people that we're representing that do not want this Justice Center.
Thank you, people.
We haven't wanted this. The reason why this podcast got started is because of the Justice Center. There's so much manipulation, so much hiding, so much lying. And
we're really only picking one issue here. Because I have a list of issues.
And that's the thing. There's so many issues that it's just like pretty soon that people's just their ability to understand anything is gone.
So we're going to focus on one here on the podcast
tonight.
And then what I have to do is I have to bring these issues to the CCRCC, the Custer County Committee.
What we have to do is and bring these issues to the constituents. I don't know how many people. I said they're trying to do the Justice Center again. They say, "What are you talking about? We voted that down."
That's already over. That's a non-starter.
They voted it down, Bill, but yet you're still doing it.
Well, we have to because we bought the property, Stephen.
Yeah, well.
And
we're going to see about that because the resolution states that we are going to get an attorney to try to turn this contract back and get our money. And if all else fails, I mean, you're wanting to spend $300,000 on upgrading the dog park. Well, let the dog park go and bite us in the ass. I mean, the money's already paid. If the attorney can't, if the contract is legal enough, which there's a lot of speculation on that. If the contract is legal enough, I say let's just drop it. Hell, you can have the money and the land back. We're out. We made a bad decision. That's the best that you can do. Is to give up already.
And then there's several of them said, "Oh, we can buy property. It will." We don't even have to have a reason. We can just go buy property. That's an elected official saying we can go buy property. We don't even have to have a reason. Really. I really want to see that.
That's why
I want to see that.
the time has come that we are tired of arguing with you over it. Now it's all about business. It is legal. We have attorneys that are going to make sure that you stay in line. We are tired
We also
of you riding roughshod over us.
Well, and I also believe that Bill is timed out. Mr. Kent is timed out on his service to the community. He's got his 8 years in. He's done his 2 terms. I believe with Taylor Lepresti, I think we got a man of character and knowledge. I believe that he's going to be a big turning point.
He won't put up with this stuff. He's not gonna just kick the can down the road, Lucas, and say, "Well, I'm hoping Bill forgets about the Justice Center by the time it needs to go on the ballot." Really, that's your defense against Bill Candace, that you hope that enough time goes by he forgets about it? That's what you told me when I went and talked to you and Paul.
And that's for the life of me. Some of the response to questions.
Why are you guys so scared of Ann and Bill?
Well,
that's what everybody wants to know. How does Ann Barth
how does she rule the roost?
How does she have so much power over the people, the elected officials here, that you can't even serve the constituents who serve her? We do not want this Justice Center, but you won't say no, Lucas, and you know the facts. You said it at the caucus, but yet Ann wasn't there, so it was fine for you to say it, but you won't say it in front of her face? Like, come on, man.
Well, and I think he did at the workshop. I was very proud of him.
Only after you asked him.
Well, I had to drag it out of him. And that's another irritating thing. It's not your business. It's our business. You need to share our business with us. It kind of include us in on it. No, I got you. You don't know. You don't need to know. You just stand back. I got you. You elected me. I got you. That's not how it works. But that's how it kind of rolls up here. And we're okay. It's all going to be good. Like you said, Stephen, there's enough people involved now, and they got their checkbooks out. I mean, that was a big deal. I was startled. I thought I was selling all my cows. Thank you, people. So yeah, we're getting revived. We're going to get back on track here, and I think with the people that are in there right now, I think they're going to want to do the right thing. They just need to be encouraged, and we need to talk about it. It's our business. It's not your business. It kind of is, but at the end of the day, you need to include us in on it. Come flush with the books. Where are we with it? Where's the stumbling block? Here is the goal that we're really wanting. This is what we need to do so that we're not paying $100,000 to the auditor every year, or however much that is. I'm not sure what it is anymore. And then, anyways, the whole list of stuff that we would like to see a little bit better. You know what I mean? And we'd like to get it done before Taylor gets in there. That would be handy. There's no need in throwing him right into the den, but we'll see where you guys go, because the time is clicking, and I don't know if there's somebody else going to run against Taylor or not. I have no idea what's going on inside the people that I thought we were together as Republicans, but it's apparent we're not. There's a lot of division, and I'm not sure where it comes from. I'm not sure who's causing all that. We just want things done right. We love you guys. We want good things for everybody, but we don't want to wake up with a lot of crime. We don't want sludge dookie dumped out on the most fragile ecosystem that's the headwaters of the United States. I mean, for that, I'm still dumbfounded. Oh, that's what we're going to do. It's just, and asking them, oh no, we're looking at what we need to do. I think that's what we're going to be doing. Looks like that's the best thing economically is to just haul it right over here. It's the shortest thing to do. Whew, really? Really? What was 800 million acres already contaminated with that stuff? If we the people hadn't stood up, we would have had a problem. This whole county would have been known for PFAS cattle. Hey, you need some good PFAS cattle? Westcliff got them. That's the contrast of somebody thinking ahead and protecting the community, as opposed to, that's what we're going to do. Really? Really? So, I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of issues. We're going to be addressing them. We are going to ask for some time at the next BOCC meeting. We'll have
70 million acres.
70 million acres, yeah. And the cattle were dying. The fish were dying. The wildlife were dying. And EPA had given them the go-ahead to do all that.
The people are dying too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just a catastrophe. But they shut all that food processing down because the EPA said it's okay. The EPA said it's okay. And you guys were like, well, the EPA said it's okay. And we were trying to tell you the EPA said all this was okay too. How many meetings did we have to go through to squash this deal?
And the problem that I still have a problem with is it's like they haul it out of here for basically the same price that they were going to haul it out on the field for.
It's crazy times. That's all I'm saying.
But you lied to us, Round Mountain, and said it was going to be $1.2 million, but they did it for the 300, and then you bummed the county out of 40 grand.
Yeah.
That was the same price that they were going to do it to haul it out here.
Yeah. So here again, are we doing some kind of preventative? It's going to come up again, apparently, and then because we're using taxpayers' dollars. We're building low-income housing in Silver Cliff. The county's in conjunction, I believe. I got to get all the pertinent facts, but I know Mr. Epp is involved in getting all that stuff straightened out with the low-income housing. That's going to generate more volume, more stuff to have to taxi this sewer system that we got here. It just doesn't make sense.
With less money.
Jeez.
With less money to help pay the burden.
Yeah. The tail's wagging the dog here. And if it's because there's
parts of it maybe sounds good, but you're not looking at the whole picture. Yeah, I feel bad for somebody that's got some kids and they want to live up here, but it's if they can't afford it, they can't afford it. And this whole socialism thing, well, we'll help you out, but we won't.
You're just weakening them even more.
That's not how it works, folks. If you want help, it's on the end of your arms.
With your family, and that's getting back to the family or the church or whatever group of people you're hanging with. You got to get creative and high inflation. We live in a pretty tough time. There's no doubt about it. But I got thrown into this thing in like 1980 or so, and it wasn't easy then either. It was pretty crazy times. And weathered several big storms like this.
So speaking of crazy times, let's talk about this fertilizer deal.
Yeah. Yippee-yi.
So I don't think that a lot of people understand that nitrogen fertilizer, folks, most nitrogen fertilizer is made from petroleum. It's made from the natural gas. And so with this conflict in Iran, I mean, this kind of it all ties into the headline here. What they're doing, what it seems to be. I mean, I don't know exactly because I'm not there, but it's just it doesn't add up. Let's talk about Kharg Island first, okay? For anybody, I mean, if you studied a little bit, you probably heard them talking about Kharg Island, Kharg, I think, Kharg. That is the terminal that Iran loads, and it's fascinating geographically. It's this island out into super deep water that these ultra large 2 million barrel vessels can load.
Isn't that crazy?
These are the biggest ships on the whole planet load at this Kharg Island. Well, Trump and whoever thinks, yeah, we're gonna send 5,000 soldiers over there. We're gonna take Kharg Island. Let's look at mechanics. For the oil to get to the island, in which I did read that it will gravity flow. Wherever the oil fields are, it'll actually flow out to that island, but not at. They said it could do up to 7 million barrels a day is what will go through this facility, which is a bunch.
That's getting her done right there now.
That's getting her done. But it takes the infrastructure to feed this thing. So, okay, you go in here and you take Kharg Island, but you don't control the pumping station that's feeding the oil to it. So what good is that? And you can't get through the Straits of Hormuz. So you're going to go in here and you're going to take over this island that surely American boys are going to die. Because, I mean, let's face it, folks, these Islamic people are fanatics. That's just the way they've been taught, and they really don't value life. They don't care if they die. They're willing to die to kill an infidel. So to think that we're going to go take this island over, and maybe, who knows, maybe I'm missing something, but it's like all of the pieces that I can see, it's like, you think you're going to take this island over, but you don't control it's like, I got the end of the garden hose. I got the end of the garden hose. Well, son of a bitch, and if the tap ain't on, you're just, you're kidding yourself. So yeah, you got the end of the hose, but there's no water coming out. That's what it looks like to me. Plus, you can't get out. You can't get out of the Persian Gulf. So why would they even think about trying to take Kharg Island if you can't get the oil out past the Straits of Hormuz? Or Hormuz, or whatever it is. It does not add up, folks. And for our leaders to tell us this, like they're just gaslighting us, in my opinion. Oh, we're badass. We're going to send the Marines in. They're going to take over. We're going to take it over. For what? You can't get the oil out of the Persian Gulf. Not to mention that you don't control the spigot. You just have the end of the hose. But we're willing to put American soldiers' lives at risk over this. It does not add up to me. And like I said, maybe I'm missing a critical point, but I'm here asking the question, how can this actually be good? Because it sure doesn't look like it from where I'm sitting. That goes back to the natural gas. So natural gas makes fertilizer. So they've already taken out two of the 14 trains off Qatar Energy. That's one of the leading producers of natural gas. They've already taken out 17% of their production. Now they can't keep up. And this infrastructure is like 5 years at least to build. So if we just keep trying to fight back and forth and keep blowing each other's stuff up, that's why the third part of the headline is it's the energy crisis. What they're doing, I mean, when you listen to Michael Yon and Mike Adams, and there's a lot of people that think that this is the case, that it is a planned demise to eradicate part of humanity. We've been talking about this for many, many, many moons. There's so much information. Wait till I get the brain going, folks, where you people can see all these documents. And we can just thumb through and it'll just pop up and you can look at it, right? What they're doing is creating an energy shortage with the pretense that it's war. Like, why? I mean, I'll say it again, right? I'm not a Jew. I don't know any Jews. I don't want to know any Jews. I don't. I'm America first, not Israel first. I don't want nothing to do with them people. They don't do anything for me. I'm a Christian, not a Jew. And we went through the history of that last night, of what it is to be, correct me if I'm wrong, right? When you're a Christian, you have a direct connection to God. If you're a Jew or a Catholic, you have to have a go-between to get to God. Oh, you have to go through here to get to there. That is not what we are. And that is not, I refuse to be a part of that. Now you can if you want. I'm not condoning you. If that's what you want to be, fine. Right? Because we still live in America and we are still free. Which means I'm free. So leave me be. I can believe what I want to believe. I don't have to believe that it needs to be Israel first, because I don't. It's America first. I don't know nothing about none of that, and I don't want to know. I just want our own little county to be fixed. I don't care about these religious zealots that are fighting back and forth on the other side of the world. I just don't, and I never will. It is not who I am or who I want to be.
I mean, I watched, some of the, and here you get down to the Sharia law in the countries and the belief systems, the religions that go with that. That's in direct contrast to the Republic and the Constitution and how our country is free. That doesn't fit at all in this country. Not even a drop, not even a wiggle. Zero. It is in direct conflict. Our forefathers mentioned it, said, no, I can't have them folks over here. Just can't. Very destructive. They were going to want to take over. Look at Europe. Look at Europe. Them people were naive. Oh, it's okay. They'll be okay. They're just people. No, they're not. Sorry. They're not. That belief system is in direct conflict with Christianity, is love your neighbor and be kind to people and be as Christian as you can and forgive and go on. These guys are, no, if you don't believe like me, I have to kill you.
Yeah, and you want to talk about racist, that's what that is.
Well, no, it's deadly. It's deadly.
That is the epitome of the word racist. You think the KKK is racist?
Well, it takes it up a notch. Anyways, for us not to be situational awareness against the Sharia law stuff, they're really cracking down now in Texas. They've had a few people go in, just like, who was it, Nick Shirley, that went up to Minnesota and discovered a lot of the waste, fraud, and abuse. They've entertained and let these Sharia law people come in and build a lot of stuff. A bunch. And now they're finding out just how deadly it is. So I don't know how it's all going to get fixed. I don't know what we got here in Colorado. I'm not sure.
Shoot, a friend of mine up at the guys that haul hay from me, got the feed store up there in Falcon and live in Peyton. They're trying to build one right there. Right out in eastern Colorado Springs. They're trying to put a mosque up right out there.
Right. Well, I mean, and then you look at New York. They have to stop 3 or 4 times a day to let these people pray.
Yeah, and the odd part is too is if you look at the Muslim countries, they don't do that. And so it's like all it is distraction and divide and conquer in America. They aren't doing that in their homeland. Not like that. I'm not saying they don't pray, but they don't ring these bells and try to distract white Americans away, or America, I shouldn't say white, but Americans. They don't try to distract Americans. I mean, they just go on about their world.
It's a culture contrast, and
the fact of the matter is that we don't see things, folks. We just don't see things equally in this world. And so, if you think people are equal, then you're lying to yourself, because we're not. I mean, we're equal in the fact that we were all created.
Yes.
And we all have red blood and bone. But other than that, we ain't even close to the same. These people want to see you die.
They want to take this country over.
They want to take the country over, and they want you to be gone.
Yeah. I mean, as harsh as that is, if people don't wrap their head around this pretty soon, and here again, that was one of the things I wanted to put on the resolutions at the caucus, was to make it a Sharia-free zone. Because that Sharia law thing just ain't going to work. Know what I mean? But anyways, at the end of the day, we got local stuff to get taken care of. We got several issues, and I think we're going to get to the bottom of them. I think with the people involved, and we encourage the elected officials that are in power to say, "Here, this is our voice. This is what we'd like to see done," and hopefully you'd go that direction if it's a reasonable request. That's all. That's where we're at, and we're going to keep pushing. We're not backing up. We do understand that there was some new computer stuff that they switched out Google stuff for Microsoft and some other stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know all there is to know, but I hear it cost $200,000, and when I told Taylor that, he's like, "What the hell are you talking about? It should only cost $10,000."
So here again, I don't know the in-depth detail
And
of
I
all
don't
of it.
either. I'm not a computer guy, but none of it adds up. Y'all just keep spending the money and keep spending the money, but the productivity just keeps going down. And the people are getting tired of it. Our constituents from Precinct 3 are over it.
And mine from Precinct 1. We really want to put. We don't need to be wasting money that the state doesn't even have. The grant stuff is pretty much.
Nobody has the money, and
and they keep bleeding us. Bleeding us is not going to work.
How many times have we mentioned it, folks? That the whole division line here is how people spend the money. Mr. Kanda keeps thinking that there will be continuously more money to spend, but there's not, Bill. We don't have the money for a justice center. We don't need the money. We don't need the justice center.
Well, he's going to combat, say, it's just a courthouse now. Really? Come on now. Yeah, Lucas came right out. He had all the bullet points.
That's all. To me, that's worse.
Yeah. Here you go.
The jail was what supposedly needed the upgrade.
So here again, crazy time. I don't get it. I don't understand. I would just like a simple explanation.
There's something fishy, funny going on, and we will figure it out at some point.
Absolutely. But I think we're going in the right direction. I think everything is going in the right direction.
Yeah, we're as newly elected people, right? We're going to do our best not to get brash, but our job is to call out the people when they're not doing their job. And they haven't been doing their job at the CCRCC for quite some time. It's failure after failure after failure. I mean, I forget, what did Jack tell us? They spent like $9,000 to make $1,000 at the fundraiser or something.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I've got to get a hold of the books, and I want to do just an audit myself, because I'm responsible for that stuff now. And I need to look at what happened, where is it right now, and where are we going from here. I need that. Personally, I'm due that. And that's why I wanted to know what was taking place with, the digital advertisement for the caucus in the assembly. I'm dumbfounded. That's all. We're just a couple country boys trying to figure stuff out. That's all.
That's all.
But there's a lot of people involved now, and we do appreciate you people. Thank you for being involved, and more need to get more.
Thanks for watching our back. Right, when we step out on this limb, it feels good to know that We're representing people that actually care and that they have our back. Because I don't need it. There is no part of this that's fun for me. It's just not. I got a lot of other stuff that I could be doing, that I could make more money and have more fun than what I've been doing. But for some reason I have this calling. The universe seems to think that this is what it wants me to do, so this is what I'm doing. And I'm okay with that. But like I said, don't get me wrong. Don't think that I want to do this because I want to. I'm doing this because I can and because it needs to be done, and nobody else at this point can seem to get it done. That's why we're here, because nobody else can get it done. Or if you think you could have, why didn't you?
Well, we're starting to see the depth and the breadth of exactly what we're up against, too. There's a lot of stuff that's been... A lot of people are catching on to the environment. So it's coming. And it's going to be public opinion that makes everything happen. It's going to be people asking the elected officials, please treat us right.
Yeah, here's the thing: is now, as newly elected PCPs, what we're going to do is bring this information to the constituents so they can say, "Oh, well, that'll be fine," or "No, we don't agree with that," and we're going to come back and put the pressure on the elected officials to say, these 1,000 people in Precinct 3 don't want the Justice Center.
Yep, Precinct 1 as well. So that's where we're going to have to go here. The people are going to have to make a stand, and that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
We're not being violent about this. We're being very civil. We've gone through the civil process. We've gone to the caucus, gone to the assembly, we also have the podcast as a tool that we can use to communicate and express stuff and also help teach. Teaching is going to be a big deal. Education.
Speaking of education, I still got a lot of paperwork I need to try to catch up with for this assembly. So,
yeah.
With that being said, folks, wish you a good evening. My number, 719-371-0233. Call me about your concerns. I don't always answer my phone because, I get a raft of spam. Most of the time it says spam, but if you really want to get a hold of me, shoot me a text too and tell me who you are, and I will call you back. Just saying, right? Most of the time I usually don't listen to my messages because there's so many spam calls and so many things that, and if you really want to talk to me, just keep calling me back. You call me 3 or 4 times from the same number, I will answer.
Yeah, and then the other thing I'm working on is getting an email set up that's just dedicated to my communication to my constituents. And that's where I want to go. I want it just emails, your name, the concern you may have, or whatever is going on there. And then we'll be able to have a nice database of emails. So if there's an issue that comes up, I can do an email blast to you efficiently and use time wisely. This does take a lot of time out of our lives, and we both are pretty busy. I don't know of any busier people. I know they're out there, but I'm just saying that the crowd we're running with is pretty busy people. Pretty get her done right now.
So with that being said, wish you all a good evening, and we'll catch you next week.
Radio. Thanks, people.
Thanks.
Oh.